Hi friends! Today I'm going to show you how to do your eyeshadow. So one of the main questions that I get from people is, how do I know which color goes where after I pick them? So you might have these beautiful eyeshadows that are sitting in a palette for you and you're looking at them and you're not sure how to put them on. So first things first, you might be looking at me and wondering what is going on, where is the rest of her makeup? So one of the tricks you can use with eyeshadow is actually putting it on before you do the rest of your face. If you have issues with sometimes the eyeshadow powder falling out underneath your eye and kind of getting in your makeup, doing your eyeshadow first before you do the rest of your hack can save you any steps of having to clean it up later because you're going to cover it up with your regular makeup afterward. So I'm going to show you a very basic eyeshadow look using 4 colors. So basically I always start with my lightest and work my way to the darkest, and then I like to put a little bit of a lighter color in the inner corner really to brighten things up. So I am going to show you 4 colors, but I'm going to show you how I would do my entire eye from start to finish so that you can get a good idea of how to do your eyes as well. So I always start by priming my eyelid, and that's a really important step because if you have oily skin like me, or even if you don't have oily skin, a lot of our issues happen when the eyeshadow gets stuck in that little crease there. So there's a couple of ways that you can prime your eyelid. One can be using our highlighter. So that would be your foundation color. Another way could be using an eyeshadow primer, but the way I use that works the best for me is our contour. So the reason that it works best for me is it's a little tackier. It's not quite as creamy as the highlight is. And remember, just a little bit, okay? It will go a long way for your eyelid, just like our makeup. But I find that with the highlight, my makeup still kind of creases in that crease or gets stuck in that crease. And the other reason that my contour works better for me is because it's in my palette, so it's not an extra product or something else that I have to find in order to do my makeup in the morning, because I don't know if your mornings are like mine, but they are chaotic, and if I have 5 to 10 minutes for myself to do my makeup, I want to make sure that I have everything all in one little compact place. So there is my primer. The other thing that I'm going to tackle before I do my eyeshadow is I always color correct with my makeup, so I'm going to just do it in here because I'm actually going to be putting a little bit of something in there after. So I'm going to take my cheek color, which is, for me, I color correct with Frenchie because I have blue undertones. And do you see how that just took it away? Versus over here, it's very blue still, okay? So all that I did was like the tiniest little amount right where that discoloration is, and it just takes it away. So now that's kind of like basically the color correction's done. I'm just going to take a teeny bit of my main highlight and cover that up just so all the colors are really, can you see how I really didn't even need to do that? It's more so habit. So if you're finding that you put a little bit of Frenchie on and you don't need to put anything there, just leave it alone. So now my eyes are primed, they're ready to go. I'll tackle this after when I do my full face makeup, okay? So now you're gonna grab your quad compact, or sorry, this is a square compact. You grabbed your square compact with your 4 colors and your eyeshadow everything brush, okay? So if you wanna get just one brush to get started and get the hang of doing all this eyeshadow stuff, grab this one. This is the one that I use every single day. It's so easy and fast. So if you take the fluffy end of your brush and go into the lightest color first, and today the color that I have in here is called Crush. It's a really beautiful, it's got a sort of pink undertones, but also peachy undertones. It's beautiful for fall, beautiful for winter. It's gonna serve you very well. And go into the fluffy end of your brush and start at your eyelash line, okay? So once you put I learned this trick just recently. Once you put your brush down your eyelid, don't take it up. Don't lift it up. Does that make sense? So just keep it there and move it all the way around so you're blending the entire time you're putting on your eyeshadow. And can you see already how it's just starting to make things look a little more unanimous? It's a really beautiful pinky undertone, peachy undertone. And then of course, if you want to simplify this some days and you're like, I just want to use 2 of these colors, you have a beautiful compact that you can just kind of make it work for whatever day you have going on. Does that make sense? Okay. So next I'm going to go into my medium toned color, and in my compact today, the medium tone is Bubba. So it's a really beautiful brown. As you can tell, I use it often. Bubba and Gilded, the next color, are very, very popular in my house for me. So I'm going to stick with that fluffy end of the brush, okay? And I'm going to take it, keep your eyes pretty neutral, okay? You don't want to raise your eyebrows or like close it because you don't really know where your eyeshadow is going to go. So keep your face as neutral as possible. And just go back and forth in kind of a windshield wiper technique. And you see here how I am creating so much more dimension in my eye. And also the beauty of this is you can see exactly where it's going to be. So now I can raise my eyebrows or whatever, but there's just more shadow, there's more dimension on my eye, and it's above where that kind of saggy part is kind of happening there. Okay, so I'm going to do again the same thing on the other side. So do you see how it's just getting a little more dimension building up in there? Also, you can see my forehead. The tendency is to raise your eyelid, eyebrow, and give yourself a little more area to work with. Don't do it. It's a hard reflex to get rid of, but just try not to do that when you're doing your makeup. Okay, so I have the two colors on now. Now I'm gonna go, before I go to my dark color, I actually want to go to my lighter color, and that's because I'm gonna wrap it underneath my eye a little bit, and I don't want to get I need the dark color on there. So I'm going to start with the smaller end of my brush now, okay? And I'm going to take it right under here along the lash line and into the inner corner. So do you see why I wanted to color correct before I did this? Because I like to take my bright color right in there and just kind of really see how it makes a difference on the inside of my eye. And then I take it right in here. And so when you use this smaller end, it's more dense. The color's actually going to be brighter or darker depending on if you're using what color you're using. Okay, and then I like to take my finger right there and just make it really nice and bright, make it pop. Flipping back over to the fluffy end, I'm just going to blend it in here. Okay, so that's kind of the end of that one eye. Whatever you do on one eye, flip over and do on the other eye so you don't get confused with where you've left off. I honestly think this is the most easiest eyeshadow technique you could use, and it works out for me. It looks so good, it's so easy. You don't mess it up, just get the colors that you like. But I did forget to bring this in here. Get the colors you like, just keep doing the same thing every day. Keep it simple, sister. Don't confuse or overwhelm. It's just one thing, same thing, just different colors every day. Okay, so there's your colors on there. Now you're gonna go back to that dense end, and now you're gonna go into that really nice dark color called Gilded. And I like to wrap it around the bottom, so it's kind of lining your eye a little bit, and then bring it here as well along your lash line, and in a V, relax your face. Say it to yourself if you need to remind yourself. Relaxing your face shows you exactly where your makeup's gonna go. Okay, so bring it right up there and wrap it around. You don't want your eyeshadow to go outside of your eyebrow there, so you can take your I was gonna say pencil, your brush, and just make sure that you're not going too crazy out there. Remember, my face has not been done yet, so I can always touch it up and get rid of that line. If I go a little bit too far out, I can always fix it up with my hack when I do that. Okay, and now all that I'm gonna do is just flip it over and just blend it all together. And I can't wait to show you what this looks like. Isn't that so pretty? I'll just go over and do the same thing on the other eye. I'm doing it in a different order. I did the bottom first on the first eye, now I'm doing the top first. Doesn't matter. This makeup is so forgiving, you guys. Just find what works for you and play around with it. It is so fun and it's so easy. It's the most forgiving makeup I've ever worked with. Like before I would do my whole face, I'd try my eyeshadow look, it would kind of get wrecked. I couldn't fix it. I felt like I was trying to use makeup remover and it would never work. And now, you guys, makeup is fun because I can mess up and it can still be fixed. So that is a basic eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go and do the rest of my hack and do my mascara, and then I'll post an after photo so you can see that at the very end. But that is just as easy as this makeup can be. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Check out my link tree to get started with this amazing makeup.